Welcome to the Milk and Cookies podcast. This is the super amazing podcast, absolutely everything to do with American football and nothing to do with Milk and Cookies. My name is Alex. We got a full house today. We got Liam, we got Anthony, we got Frankie, we got myself. So without further ado, week 3 is going to be starting right now. And by week 3, I mean the breakdowns of week 3 because technically as of right now,
Sponsored by Sparkle Guys.
and we are not sponsored by anybody. So just guys, I mean, I know we do this every week, but if you could give week 3 just an overall, like a shortened view of it, like just overall, what was it?
Shocking.
Shocking.
I think
games. I think
a lot of statement wins.
Yeah, there were a couple
Raiders.
good wins. I got a thing to say about the Raiders. But honestly, I would say week 3 was fun, but also disappointing to watch at the same time. There were a lot of
There was a lot of interesting games.
There was a lot of close games that shouldn't have been close games, and there was a lot of games that were blowouts that shouldn't have been blowouts. So it was a complete reworking. Like for one, I thought the Buffalo-Washington game would have been a lot closer than 43-21, something like that.
I agree with that. I didn't think Buffalo would blow out Washington the way they did.
Mm-hmm. I mean, same thing with I didn't think Baltimore was going to win off of a 66-yard field goal, which is now the NFL record, which is absolutely insane.
He's an amazing kicker.
He's a fantastic kicker, but of course, go figure. That is a Detroit Lions way to lose. You were winning. you were winning 16-17. You had a kicker going for a 66-yarder, and what does he do? He makes it. He sets a new record, and he puts the Detroit Lions at 0-3.
But they also could have stopped them on 4th and 19 before that.
Yeah, they could have.
They could have just sent the blitz.
That probably would have been it's Lamar. He'd probably figure out a way around it anyway. But I mean,
he's a running back.
Hybrid is what I would call him.
It's not bad for a running back.
Not bad for a running back. That's what I can. The Steelers. Let's just talk about that Bengals game for a second, Frankie.
Spain without the S.
Yeah, last week on our predictions for week 3, you picked against the Steelers. So right now that you're sitting at the Bengals won in Pittsburgh, how does it feel to be?
I was the only one that predicted that game right, by the way.
Well, I give you major props for having the balls to do that. It was, and look, if for anyone that's shocked by it, here's the thing: the Bengals are the better team than Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh stinks. Pittsburgh stinks. They can't run the ball and they can't throw the ball down the field, and their offensive line is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bengals, that was a handle your business win. The Steelers gave them 2 opportunities with possession starting inside their 50-yard line. The Steelers and the Bengals scored touchdowns on both possessions. And the one drive they had to go the length of the field, 75 yards, they did.
Leon, let me ask you this question in regards to Big Ben Roethlisberger. Is he? I mean, look at his performance. Is he? Yeah, he's washed. He's done.
Yeah, he's done.
I would imagine
he has to be.
A couple of field possessions, he blew it all. He was really blowing it.
I mean, the guy has the mobility of a tree, for God's sakes. I mean, it's just awful watching him attempt to leave the pocket. Big Ben, in my opinion, other than maybe Tom Brady, is the only true pocket passing quarterback left in the league right now. And the pocket passing quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers as well. But that type of quarterback is the old generation of the NFL. Now we have mobile, we have West Coast, we
got everything now.
We have everything. We have every different type of quarterback, from a strong arm quarterback such as Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen to the most mobile quarterbacks such as Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson. I mean, true pocket passing presences just aren't around anymore. And if they are around, they're not as, I mean, let's just face it, they're not as good. You know, this isn't the 80s. This isn't the 90s. So, I mean, that was kind of when the big pocket passing relevance was. Leon, you're a resident Chicago fan now, is what I'm going to call it. What happened during that Cleveland game?
Well, Matt Nagy, his play calling has been horrible for years, and their offensive line is down bad, and you got a good Cleveland D line who made it happen all day. So
I don't know many offensive lines that can stop Myles Garrett from breaching the line at all, as well as just that Cleveland Lions. So I just feel bad for Justin Fields because his first true NFL starting debut, we went 6-20 for what?
68 yards.
68 yards. I mean, that's a heck of a start, and not in a good way. Interesting stat line for you guys. I told Anthony about this earlier, but I just wanted to make it known. Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson both have 7 interceptions in their first 3 games as rookie quarterbacks. Do you know what the only other rookie to have 7 interceptions the first 3 games was?
Peyton Manning.
No, Deshaun Kaiser.
That's not good company.
That's not good company.
No.
Deshaun Kaiser started 1.5 years for the Cleveland Browns during the dark ages of that team.
I feel bad.
And I couldn't even tell you where that guy is right now.
He's a backup, I know.
Practice squad for the Green Bay
Is
Packers.
he?
Practice squad for Green Bay. Thank you, Leo. I didn't know where he was.
Well,
So I mean, go figure. I mean, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to succumb to that
You
level.
give Trevor Lawrence, give him a couple more games.
Exactly, I agree. But at the
He
exact
had
same time,
he had a better showing against the Cardinals.
he had a better show. Yes,
Better
But
showing
not-
than
but not the same showing that I would expect of the first overall draft pick of the 2021 draft. I mean,
yeah, but you also have to remember the Jaguars are they have a terrible roster.
I agree. But hey, you know what? They improved it. They improved it with their
Yeah,
trade with
yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah.
They didn't. I'm sorry.
trade.
Yeah.
What in the hell?
I wouldn't even call that a trade. I'd call that a complete steal. The Panthers absolutely robbed the Jaguars. You trade for a cornerback number 2 for a backup tight end. I mean, I don't know what's going on within Urban's head by trading for a tight end.
or
I mean,
ownership in general, really.
I wouldn't even call it ownership. I mean, I guess it's ownership, but it's just like a head coaching call. It's like, why do you trade away one of your key pieces
Star
on a
corners.
defense that is already struggling for a tight end that will maybe get 400 yards on the year, as well as
Plus
swapping of a
picks.
3rd and a 5th draft pick. I just think that the Panthers, CJ Henderson went to sleep 0-3 and woke up 3-0. I mean, I don't know. That's honestly the best case scenario you could ever hope for in the NFL.
And then you got this schmuck Sam Darnold, or whatever his name, the tight end,
He's pretty good.
Dan Arnold.
Dan Arnold.
You said Sam
Dan.
Darnold, like the quarterback.
Same last name. You know what?
Darnold.
But you reiterating off what you said, Alex. You wake up 3-0 and then wake up 0-3.
It's the same
Talk
thing.
about a reversal of fortune.
Yeah. What else was a big surprise? Kansas City losing. Kansas City currently has a losing record and is last place in the AFC West. I mean, who could have anticipated that to happen as of right now?
Who could have anticipated Denver and Las Vegas are in first place?
Exactly.
I know.
Leon, what were you gonna say?
I watched the Kansas City game. They were supposed to win by at least 2 touchdowns. They fumbled the ball the first 3 possessions. Interception.
Apparently,
it's horrible.
Yeah.
Apparently, Andy Reid left in an ambulance.
Yeah, he had
He's
heart
fine. He's back,
palpitations. Yeah, it was actual medical emergency. It wasn't him just not wanting to answer questions. That's what a lot of people were speculating. He was like, "Oh, Andy Reid just doesn't want to answer." No, the guy actually had to go to the hospital. He wasn't feeling too well. So glad that he's back.
They're gonna whoop the Eagles this week. I'll tell you that. They play the
Is that
Eagles.
who
God,
Kansas
they're gonna-
City's playing this
Who?
week?
Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kansas City. I haven't
I
written
feel
down
bad
here.
for the Eagles.
Yeah,
they're at Philly.
yeah, that's a whooping right there. That's a
I
whooping
feel
if I've ever
bad.
seen one. Let's see. The Jets keep
Green
losing.
Bay winning was a surprise.
Hey,
I
that should have been a
mean-
penalty. That hit should have been a penalty.
Oh hell yeah!
It's a missed call.
NFL's so freaking soft nowadays.
Can we-
Go ahead.
Can we give it up for Sunday Night Football? The last 2 weeks have been phenomenal.
They
I
have.
know.
They really have.
Hey, and then Bucks play the Patriots this Sunday night.
It's
I
gonna
have
be
to close out my work, so I'm going to be missing the game.
The only thing exciting about that game is Tom Brady returning to Foxborough. Tampa Bay will beat New England by 2 touchdowns. Mark my word.
Oh no, I agree. I just
Give it
want to hear
3
all I just
touchdowns.
want to hear all the New Englanders booing Tom Brady. Honestly, I think that'll light a
They're not
fire
going to do that.
You really don't think so?
No,
I mean, it's going to be a mix. Let's hear that.
I
think-
read. I
I'm
read
excited to see
something-
all the Brady jerseys.
I read something that Peter King, who's best football writer in the country, he did he did a tour of New England, and you had Maine, people love Tom Brady still. You have New Hampshire, people mixed feelings, people in Connecticut. They're like, well, you know, he was supposed to stay. He moved on, so I've moved on too. So I get what you're saying. It could be a mix, but I think he'll get a standing ovation.
I think it'll be interesting to see.
And just because like everything he's done. But hey, it is what it is.
I mean, it's the thing. The guy was there and he won 6 Super Bowls, and then now he left to another team and won another one while the team that
He's
he
on
played for.
pace. He's on pace to make history there with passing yards.
Oh, great. Just another record to lose. God bless Drew Brees, but he's gonna lose that again.
He's gonna
God
lose it in the first.
God bless any quarterback who still has a record.
God bless any quarterback that still has a record. Hey, Norm Van Brocklin of the Rams of 1954 still has the passing record all time at 554 yards, and nobody's broken that yet, which is still surprising.
In a game?
In a game, yeah.
I'm shocked about that.
Mm-hmm. There was a couple close. I don't remember exactly what it was now, but I know a quarterback within the past 10 years has reached 500.
I know Big Ben did it in 2014
Yes.
and 17.
Yes. He was, I think he was
When he was in
very,
his prime.
He was high
Yeah.
400s, low 500s, but I think the highest is maybe Warren Moon in the 530s, is what I would guess, maybe.
I can see that.
Yeah, I think that's what I remember. Let me see. What other game was interesting?
Raiders, Dolphins.
Raiders Dolphins.
That was a great game.
That was a good game. I will give the
All I can
Dolphins
say is
credit.
3-0, 3-0.
I will give the Dolphins credit for staying in that game, going to overtime with a backup quarterback. That was impressive. The only thing that pains me about that game is if Jason Sanders would have made that field goal at halftime, we would have won the game. And also, who goes for a field goal on 4th and 2 with 4 minutes left in overtime?
Doesn't make sense.
It
I
didn't
missed
make sense.
I missed the overtime part. I just saw the highlights.
It was just like we're 4th and 2. We're on the roughly about the 30-yard line of
You're 30 or
Raiders.
the Raiders?
Raiders. We were 30 yards away from scoring a touchdown.
Okay.
We're 4th and 2, and
So you're saying that you wish they would have gone for it instead of kick the game tying field goal?
exactly. I think that they should have went for it because at the exact same time, and I'm let's be real here. The Raiders offense looks good, and if you give them 3 minutes,
Playoffs.
they're gonna march down the field and they're gonna score a field goal at least, and that's exactly what they did in the final couple seconds of that game.
Thinking about it now, look at that division. Look at that division.
What
It should be flip-flopped.
which
The Raiders should be in last place.
Yes.
should
It should be 0-3, but
on
we're 3-0.
paper. On paper, they're in last place.
When the division starts playing, you'll see. They'll get
Oh,
like,
we got the Chargers on Monday.
I'm just
4-0.
saying,
It'll be a
hey,
great game.
the
Monday Night
Raiders.
Football. I cannot wait for that game.
That'll be a heck of a game.
74% of the stadium is going to be filled in Raider fans.
That'll be a good
Oh,
one.
totally.
But hey,
Because
you know what?
remember, the Raiders used to play in Los Angeles, then Oakland, then LA, then Oakland, now Vegas.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So it's going to be a great game.
But
Raiders
I
by
think
10.
can we
Hey,
all agree?
you know what? What?
I was just gonna say, can we all agree that the Raiders' worst enemy is the second half of the season?
Shut up.
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
that.
So
I think Anthony's right. They're a playoff team because the one thing that's impressed me, two things really. One, they're not totally dependent on Darren Waller, as we saw in the
You
game on
got the
Sunday.
receivers.
Yeah, they have a good receiving core. Hunter Renfro's come on strong the first 3 games. Brian
Clemson
Edwards is
commit.
also a deep threat.
Well, played at Clemson.
yeah,
Yeah, he did. And they had a run game on Sunday. And it wasn't Josh Jacobs. Peyton Barber had a really nice game.
that
So
was
Kenyon
weird.
Drake.
Kenyon Drake and Peyton Barber was weird. That was weird to see. I didn't think those
Yeah.
guys are gonna have such a
And
heavy.
Jacobs is out again this week.
Sounds about
I think.
right. Or
Eventually, you're going to need him, though.
Eventually, yeah. He was good his rookie year.
Yeah, I mean his rookie
He
year,
was good, yeah.
just like Saquon,
Hey.
and then injuries took his life.
The Jets game was pretty good on Sunday.
The what game?
The Jets game. That was
The Jets
sarcastic, Alex.
No, I didn't hear what you said. That's what I was. That's what
I
I was
know.
asking. Yeah, no, being shut out is never a good feeling in the NFL.
The Jets, excuse me, they're horrible.
No, yeah, they're god awful.
Horrendous. They need to address offensive line.
I think they need to address their ownership first.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is true.
I mean,
Eric
mean,
Bieniemy
let's-
might be going there.
let's just go over the Jets game so far. They have what? So
Lost.
they played Carolina week 1. They lost. They
That was a
played-
closer game than you
That was
would have
a-
thought.
that was a lot closer game than I realized it. They played New England week 2, and Zach Wilson threw 4 interceptions, which I don't remember the
EC
last
and
time a
Ghost.
quarterback has ever thrown 4 interceptions. And then last week they play Denver, and they get completely shut out by that defense. So the Jets, and the
Denver's
Jets-
defense is good.
Denver's defense is
They're
good,
really good.
but Denver's combined opponents record right now is 0-9. So when they go
Yeah,
against
because
a
they
team
played
that's
cupcake teams.
exactly, so when they go against a team that's won more than at least 1 win so far, I guarantee they will lose. Not because
So
they
you're
don't
saying,
go
so
for
you're
it.
saying they're going to lose to the Ravens on Sunday?
I believe that they will lose to the
Oh,
Ravens
yeah.
on Sunday.
Okay, I got a question.
Hmm.
Week 14, I think. Later on
That's
in
far.
the year. Later on in the year, the
Mm.
Jets play the Jaguars. In
Oh, God.
at the Jets.
Oh,
At
okay.
the Jets.
Uh-huh.
Pick 1 versus 2. Let's get a way too early prediction.
That game will be flexed to Nickelodeon.
I hope so.
I
Jaguars,
hope so.
Jaguars won easily.
Jaguars win by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, they won.
No, here. Just Mr. Anthony. I say it's a tie.
I'll say 0-0. No,
Yeah.
but I think there might be a
3-0.
worse game than that.
What game?
Lions Bears on Sunday.
Is that this Sunday?
Yes.
If we're gonna talk college football, there's a worse game.
What's that?
UConn Vanderbilt.
Oh God, where's the
Hmm.
game being played at?
Vanderbilt.
Or the
God.
backyard of some grandma's house. That's what I would say.
That was funny.
I mean, Georgia was up 35-0 on Vanderbilt at the end of the first.
Georgia's the number
Georgia-
2 ranked team in the country right now. I mean,
Georgia almost matched their Vanderbilt's total yards with their point. That's how bad it got.
Yeah,
Holy.
yeah. Vanderbilt only had 68
scored more-
yards on Georgia the entire game.
They scored more points than the Bears' offensive passing yards.
Actually, they were tied.
No, I thought it was 69-0.
62-0,
Oh, then I was wrong.
right? Yeah, that sounds right.
No, the University of Miami had one more point than the Bears offense.
Oh yeah,
We won 69-0.
We won 69-0 on Central
Nice.
Connecticut. Nice. Okay, game of the week. I'm just gonna call it right here. My game of the week. Shoot.
Bucks Patriots.
No,
Oh, for
week
next
3. Week 3.
Oh,
I got 2 actually. Two games of the week. Give me Green Bay at San Francisco because that was
Yeah.
a fantastic game. And you know what? Give me the Rams. The Rams against Tampa Bay was actually a good
it
game.
was a good game.
Mhm.
Just the Bucks had too many injuries. We'll
I
get him.
think
We'll
they'll
get
be
him in
fine.
the playoffs.
To me,
They'll be
Get 'em in the
fine.
playoffs.
You better hope you get them.
yeah, you better hope that they come back to the playoffs.
Hey, we're getting most likely they're gonna sign Richard Sherman.
Oh my God, here we go again with Richard Sherman.
Why else do you think the Bucks made $4 million cap space free?
Okay, so you signed Richard Sherman, and then what?
We get our starters back, and Richard Sherman fluctuates.
And
Okay,
their offense is still going to score 30 points a game.
yeah.
Our offense is amazing, but that doesn't need touching.
The offense isn't the problem. It's the cornerbacks that are all injured right now because Murphy Bunting is out for how many weeks?
He should be back after this week.
Then I don't see a point in signing Richard Sherman, honestly.
I mean, just for depth.
Exactly.
Future
Exactly.
injury.
Okay,
Um,
depth is good. Depth is fine.
I mean, Jamel Dean's hurt. That's another
That's
one.
2.
Excuse me.
Jamel Dean's hurt.
Mm.
Our second, third strings are horrible. No offense, Bucks, but it's true.
To me, I don't see a reason signing Richard Sherman. He's 33 years old.
Okay, so then would you have accepted this trade if you were the Jaguars? CJ Henderson to Tampa for OJ Howard and a 4th-round pick.
Why would you willingly give any addition to Tampa Bay? I think Tampa Bay should be absolutely trade embargoed from every team in the NFL because any addition to any part of that team is worse for the entire league. So I'm pretty sure Bruce Arians is giving a call to any team that they just automatically hang up the phone then and there. I would not make a trade with Tampa Bay. I would not accept a trade from Tampa Bay Tampa Bay can get their players from free agency, which is
So
exactly
not
what they did with
even-
Richard Sherman.
Not even player for pick trade.
It depends on the player, it depends on the pick. But honestly,
What would
here's
you
the
say
thing.
OJ Howard's worth?
Maybe a fourth, maybe no, I'd say maybe a fifth rounder at best. I'm not saying that he's bad. All right,
It
that's
was
not
a
my-
first round pick.
Yeah, but what's been his role in the Bucks offense in the past few years now?
I mean, he was hurt last year.
Exactly.
He's second string now.
Exactly.
His first 2 seasons were good though.
His first 2 seasons were good, but the fact that he was injured last year and has minimal impact on the offense this year does not make his overall impact towards a trade any good. Because here's the thing: you have Rob Gronkowski, you have OJ Howard, you have Cameron Brate. You can dump Howard or Brate, and your offense will still work perfectly fine.
Right.
So,
I always we never needed OJ. That's the thing.
but you
Could have
know
had
what?
Dalvin Cook.
He was probably the best available. So
Dalvin Cook was still available that draft.
at that time, you guys didn't need a running back in
Yeah, we did.
2017.
Yeah, they did.
2017, your running backs were what?
Doug Martin,
Doug Martin.
who
yeah,
is now is washed.
Exactly. At that time, he
Peyton
probably wasn't
Barber.
washed. At that time, your team probably saw that the running back position was dealt with between Doug Martin because he had good seasons. Same thing with Peyton Barber. But all right, we'll get into that at another time because that whole Bucks thing is just another sub episode at this point. This week's trash game of the week is brought to you by Atlanta Falcons at the New York Giants.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
Somehow won.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's
it sponsored by?
I don't know, Waste Management.
Oh, I was thinking more Rumpke.
Yeah, that works too.
The recycling bin.
Let's see. I mean, what was
Yeah,
the worst
yeah.
game of the week?
Falcons Giants.
I agree.
You were frozen for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, I know. My internet connection just kind of comes back.
Typical
and
FSU.
yeah.
I will agree though with Alex. The Packers 49ers was the game of the week.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah. Let's see,
That will
let's see.
conclude today's episode.
One more thing.
Oh.
Last thing of this episode, and I'm going to start with Leon because this was the Monday night game. We had the Philadelphia Eagles at Dallas.
Okay,
Should the NFC be worried about Dallas now all of a sudden?
Yes,
No.
the NFC should be worried about Dallas. They're a good team. Their receivers are amazing. They're getting their running game up. I like Pollard over Elite.
They played
Pretty good.
What, Anthony? Go ahead, finish.
the Chargers
Uh-huh.
and the
Who were a
Eagles
good
the past
team.
2 weeks.
And the Chargers just beat Kansas City,
Yeah, and the
they
Chargers
played
are a
Tampa
good
Bay
team.
to a 2-point game.
and they almost beat Tampa Bay
You
on
know-
the Thursday night opener. And then what? Then they absolutely
give the
curb-stomped
Dallas
Philadelphia.
Give the Dallas Cowboys a hard opponent.
What do you mean?
They played
What?
they played
What?
2 teams who might go to the playoffs. One,
I don't
for
know.
sure,
I just
the other one-
Hard
I don't know
opponent.
about-
So wait. Are you? Did you just indirectly admit that Tampa Bay is not a hard opponent?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Tampa Bay's not a hard opponent.
Okay, so are you saying
I'm
that,
just
that
saying
the Chargers
when you
are not a
beat
hard
the Eagles,
opponent?
when you beat the Eagles by more than 2 touchdowns, it's the Eagles. They're
Mhm.
not a good opponent.
Okay, San Fran beat them by 6 points. So San
Yeah.
Fran sucks.
I'm just
Philly just had a bad night. I do think though you have to worry about Dallas. I think Dallas is good, but here's the problem: they're going to be the weakest division winner, so they'll be the 4 seed. They're going to have to play an NFC West team in the wild card round, which could be San Francisco, could be Los Angeles, could be any team from that division. Talk to me then about how good Dallas is.
I'm just saying.
my thing about Cowboy fans is they win 1 game and act like they win the Super Bowl.
Well,
You
they've won
win
2
one.
games. They've won 2 games and almost beat the Super Bowl champion. So you know what? For just to give Dallas
No,
Cowboys
but
fans
when
credit,
you-
I think they have some room to brag right now.
But when you win like a random one-off game or whatever, like say they got blown out by the Bucks, and then they lost to the Chargers, and then they beat the Eagles. Let's just say that.
Mhm.
And they beat the Eagles, and then you're celebrating that you beat the Eagles. They celebrate and they act like they won the Super Bowl.
Well,
That
'cause-
doesn't happen though.
and then here's the thing: you said hypothetically. That's not hypothetical because that didn't happen.
I don't know. I just don't see the Cowboys being good
Here's
this year.
here's the thing about the Cowboys. The Cowboys almost beat Tampa Bay. If it was just a couple better kicked field goals, they would start off 1-0. They beat the Chargers 2-0, and they just
On a
absolutely
field goal.
curb stomped Philadelphia Monday night, 41-21.
Okay, was that a touchdown last night or was it not?
Was what a touchdown.
That play they reviewed and Dak was in, but they called it no touchdown because the ball
I-
came out.
I didn't see the play, so I don't know. So let's just assume that it was a touchdown. All right, there, 48-21.
But they called it no touchdown.
But if they did, then it's 48-21. Then they just
Yeah, it is
beat
what it is.
they just beat the Eagles by 27 points. The Dallas Cowboys
is-
are a force to be reckoned with in the NFC East. They will win the division, but in terms of playoffs, depending on who that number 5 seed is, that depends on if they're going to make the divisional round or not. But here's the thing: Dallas in Week 4 plays Carolina at Dallas. I'm calling it a Dallas win because Carolina's opponents have all accumulated 1-8. Not disrespecting Carolina, their team looks fantastic on paper and everything now, especially now that they have CJ Henderson. But as of right now, I'm calling it. If you're able to beat Philadelphia by 3 scores, if you're able to beat the Chargers,
Philadelphia.
the Bucks almost lost. That's the part you're not understanding. All right?
Still, I'm just saying. It's Philly.
If the kicker would have made 2 more alignment shots a little bit better, no, even one, if he would have just kicked 1 field goal better, you would have lost. Tampa Bay would be 1-2 right now.
Yeah.
Just like Kansas City.
No, Tampa would have been 2-1.
1-2, assuming that Dallas would have had 1 better field goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you said our record would have been 1-2.
Yeah.
We would have been 2-1 because
How?
we won week 2, and then we lost this week.
Hmm?
Oh, never mind.
Ah, jeez.
Sorry, math is confusing.
Dude,
That's simple math,
I
though.
was so confused. I was like, they'd still be 2-1. It's like they lost twice and won once. How
All
is that?
I think it's time to make some week 4 predictions.
I agree.
Yeah.
So again,
Thank Lord.
wow, this was a crazy ending. Not gonna lie. All right,
Yeah.
thank you so much for watching.
We are not putting that in the ending.
Oh no, we are. That is hilarious.
No, we're
Oh,
not.
we are. No, we are.
So again, thank you so much for watching. I honestly don't even know how to end this because that last couple minutes was pretty interesting to say the least. Leave a comment
Math
to
is
see.
confusing.
It was very confusing. Leave a comment to see if you agree with
That's
us, if
'cause
you
you go to
disagree with us.
FSU.
Tell us your favorite game of the week. Tell us your least favorite game of the week. What's your crap game of the week? Just tell us anything you want in the comments. Just say something at this point. Thank you so much for watching. The prediction video will be up shortly. Yeah, and just for the rest of the crew, we'll be back shortly. So adios.